Good evening and welcome to the second All You Can Eat Improv. Tonight's show is to benefit the Tompkins County Public Library Foundation. I'm your host, Creme Fraiche, and we are thrilled to have you here tonight. As I mentioned, our show is to benefit the Library Foundation, and you noticed on the screen when you were looking at it, we had a donation link. We will send that over the YouTube chat. And we'll ask you, if you can, contribute a little bit. I'm really pleased to tell you that at our show a couple of weeks ago, where we were benefiting Running to Places Theater, we raised almost $300 for them. And that's a wonderful thing to be able to say, particularly in this time. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce the cast. I will let you know everything you're going to see tonight is entirely made up on the spot. And we will ask for suggestions from you and ask that you type them in the YouTube chat. The funnier you are, the more creative you are, the funnier we'll be. I'll also mention the more you drink, the funnier we are. So use your own discretion on that. You are at home after all. Okay, let's welcome the flops. Let's see. First up, buried heart deep in the heart of the Arabian desert. Ugh. Let's welcome to the stage, Camel Treasure. There he is, yay!
Woo, Camel Treasure!
Depending where you are right now, you might be experiencing a chance of showers. There is she. There's Chiz. Hey, chance of showers. The 1942 Wimbledon champion. Let's welcome Joe Lobb.
Woo, Joe Lobb.
Man responsible for this whole mess, this whole rigamarole. Let's welcome Rigamarole. We didn't know he was going to wear the hat. Yes, the 1968 Nobel Prize winner for medicine. Please welcome Dr. Brainpee.
Woo, Brainpee. All right.
Later on, when it gets dark, if you look up in the sky, you might see the Moon Man. And finally, the person who will save us all from starvation. He's being held hostage. Please welcome Hand Rations. All right. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to play a series of games for you. And the first game we are going to play, and we're going to need your help for this, is called Categories. We did a version of this in our last show, and this time we're going to do team categories. So we're going to score points back and forth. Team one is going to be Rigamarole, Joe Lobb, me, and Chance of Showers. And team two is going to be Camel Treasure, Hand Rations, Dr. Brainpee, and the Moon Man. So to get this show rolling, to get this game rolling, we need you in the text to put things, categories that we can name a lot of things in. Example, breakfast cereals, things like that. So if you could, start putting things in the chat now.
Clickety-clack them things. And
That's
smash
right.
that like button.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't forget to hammer the bell icon.
Ring the bell and then ring the smaller bell behind it.
Yeah, they're two
That's right.
bells. Make sure you're seeing both bells. Are you seeing both bells? I need to call YouTube. Hold on. Sorry, I got to get
If you're seeing four bells, you've had too much alcohol, back off a little bit.
That is right.
Go ahead and ring it.
I don't know.
Ring-a-ding-ding-ding.
One ring-a-dingy.
Two ring.
Oh, ring-a-dingy.
All right. I don't know how much lag we have. I'm not seeing. Okay, genres of movies. Thank you, Daniel. So this one is for Rigamarole and Camel Treasure. Everybody else, mute yourselves.
Oh no.
Yeah.
This isn't a fair match. He's gonna toast me.
Yeah. It is genres of movies.
After you, sir. Me? Okay, yeah. Let's go Western.
Horror,
Spoof.
sci-fi,
Straight comedy.
documentary,
Romantic comedy.
foreign,
Action.
suspense,
Thriller.
noir,
Noir thriller. I'm gonna die.
Hi. All right, that is a point to Team 2.
Yes.
All right.
Woo.
Next up is Joe Lobb for Team 1 and hand rations for Team 2.
I just realized we never explained the die thing to this audience, so we're not like actually telling them to die.
Oh
We
no!
are.
Someone's coming to my house right now. Oh, he's here.
No, but we are.
Yeah. So basically, die is how we throw somebody out of the game. So, okay, our next category. Daniel, you are a sick bastard. And I'm going to go with your next suggestion.
An
Yes.
incredibly handsome bastard at that.
Your category is types of torture.
Types of torture.
Oh.
Oh, okay. The Rack,
Waterboarding.
Iron Maiden,
Making them watch all the Twilight movies.
Bastinado.
Wait, that counted? I'm gonna die.
Yep.
But you were so right. It was the rightest form
Yes.
of torture.
Just like, yeah, that was the most intense one on the list.
Okay, so Joe Lobb gets the point. It's 1-1.
Woo, Joe Lobb.
All right, and let's see. Up next is me and Dr. Brainpee. All right. Dr. Brainpee, are you ready for this?
Do I look ready, John? Let's be honest here. Hold on. Got to put the
No,
monitor down. Got to
you're
make sure we're
blurry.
secured. We're ready. Let's
Okay.
go.
Dr. Brainpee, our category is types of dinosaurs.
Yes, I love dinosaurs.
Well, give us one, man.
Tyrannosaurus Rex,
Velociraptor,
Stegosaurus,
Brontosaurus,
And
Triceratops,
Pterodactyl,
Brachiosaurus,
Dino from the Flintstones.
Iguanodon.
That's all I got.
Ah.
I love dinosaurs.
Dr. Brainpee wins that round. So now we've got, so it's 2-1 for Team 2. And up next is Chance of Showers versus the Moon Man. And let's see, the category for you are types of cars.
Mustang.
Trans Am,
Thunderbird.
Honda Civic,
Honda Accord.
Mitsubishi Galloper 2,
Rogue.
Lamborghini,
Ford Escort.
Porsche,
The car from Beverly Hillbillies.
Thunder McQueen from Cars,
The car from Cars.
Tie.
That was actually sad.
All right, well, it was a drubbing for Team 2 tonight. Or from Team 2. Team 2,
Yes.
Camel Treasure, Hand Rations, Dr. Brainpee, and the Moon Man are our winners.
Yes.
And once again,
No winners!
I knew it. Oh yeah.
All
get
hail,
mad,
all
get
hail.
bad, get good.
That's right.
all right. So the next game we're going to play is one we created just last night. We're calling this version of it Flop Not Here. And so there are flops in our cast who just didn't think it important enough to be here in the show tonight, providing the laughs for you. And so what we're going to do is we're going to tell you why they're gone and had they been here, what they might have infected us with. And so for this game, let's see. Let me find our order here. No, I can't find our order. Can I find our order? Yes, I can. All right, the order for this, we're going to start with Camel Treasure. Camel Treasure, what you have to tell us is starting with the letter Y. Thank you, Daniel again. Letter Y. What would Goat Yoga have given you had she been here tonight?
Well, I mean, had Goat Yoga been here tonight, she would have definitely brought me some of that delicious homemade yogurt.
Mm.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I don't know how that would have made you particularly ill, but
He's
you know, I've been
lactose
trying-
You
intolerant.
didn't ask where
Oh.
she made
Yeah,
the
we
yogurt.
didn't talk about.
didn't,
Like,
it's
how
true.
this yogurt was made. We didn't.
Yeah,
we didn't
that's
talk
true.
about that.
That's true. But see, you know, I have it much worse. If Goat Yoga had been here tonight, she would have infected me with X-ray poisoning.
Ah,
Yeah, much worse. Much worse.
yeah.
We're going backwards.
Okay.
Oh,
Start thinking on your feet.
Because I don't know my alphabet.
Super good at spelling.
Gotta shift gears
sure,
a little bit
officer.
here.
I'll say my alphabet.
Yeah, I got this.
My wife
Well,
makes good drinks.
Had Goat Yoga been here, she would have infected me with xerostoma, which is dry mouth, and it's a horrible, horrible thing.
Oh,
And I'm
Lord.
just as glad she isn't here, frankly.
Are we going forward now?
No,
I think Davis changed the order.
It's the-
Okay, so you went X. He
So
went
now
X.
Whatever letter you want.
Okay. All right. Yep. W. She gave me the case of the Wigglies.
Oh no. Oh, he'll never stop. He'll never stop. Moonman, what would Goat Yoga give you?
Oh, I mean, there's no doubt about it. Goat Yoga would have given me vertigo. I'm barely just staying up in my chair thinking about her being here.
I see that. Yeah, I see that. Chance of Showers. What about you? What would she
No.
give you?
She's a scrappy mofo, and I think she would have given me a urethral tear.
Oh, ouch.
Ooh.
Ouch.
Right?
Fraiche.
Ouch. Oh, wow. Well, that's unfortunate. And hand rations. What about you? What would Goat Yoga have given you?
See, this is more conceptual than a disease itself, but I just believe that she would have given me more time. Like, I could keep going and going, and none of you would be able to say anything about it because she would be making sure that I had more time on the clock to keep talking and talking and just delaying this game completely for everyone else with the amount of time that she has given.
Now, I wonder if she knows I can do that. Okay. Dr. Brainpee, what would Goat Yoga have given you if she were here?
Well, I certainly don't know exactly what she gave me, but I feel like it must be similar to what Cody had, because, I mean, all I got now are just the shakes, the shivers, and the...
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, yikes. Yikes.
Yeah, she
Yeah. Really? More?
afflicted me. Oh God, it was well. I mean, started with the yogurt poisoning,
Yeah.
and it just went to random aches and pains. Like right now, my elbow hurt. Oh, now it's a nostril. Oh God. Oh,
Oh,
go.
wow.
Oh, my spleen.
So it's a nostril issue, huh?
It's random pain everywhere.
Oh God, I'm so sorry. Well, you know, that's unfortunate, but if Goat Yoga gave me something much worse. See, Rigarole's got the wiggles, but I've got a quivering liver. And when it goes, it really gets going.
Ooh.
we're losing him. Oh no.
Okay, I'm all right. I'm okay. Joe Lobb, what about you?
Well, you know that thing where you do the eyes with someone?
Yeah, sure.
She would have gone deep into her own eyes, dug out some pink eye germs, and then jammed it right into my eyes. And again, I have to say, I can't say I'm too sorry that I'm missing that.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you.
Well,
Rigamarole,
you
yeah.
think that's a problem? You think that's a problem? On top of the Wigglies, she's giving me oral spasms, and I can't control any of the noises that are.
Oh, this could make for a rough show, Rigamarole. This could make for a rough show. Moon, did she spare you at least a second thing?
Oh, of course not.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, she made me exercise. Now I have rashy nipples, or a nipple rash specifically.
Oh, that sounds mighty painful. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. But, oh, chance of showers. No, she didn't hit you again.
She did. And she is a dirty, dirty girl. Because she gave me a massive pustule.
Oh. Oh. Don't go close to your camera, whatever you do. Please, please, please. Hand Rations, you look worried. Is something wrong?
I forgot what letter we're on.
L.
Okay.
Loss of memory.
This is all her fault because she gave me whatever it happens to your memory that makes you lose your place. She made me lose the letter I was on.
God, that's the worst. That's mean. That's really mean. It's really mean. Dr. Brainpee, did she spare you at least a second illness?
No, and she gave me whatever Jess has, or at least close, because I can't tell letters apart now. It's a cracking of a situation to tell which is a C and which is a K and how to spell things, and it's just I think it's a coronary. I can't tell the letters anymore, John. I just can't.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Dr. Brainpee.
Kmart coronary.
Cam, what's going on over there in your part of the world? What's happening?
No. She gave me a case of the jerk head.
Oh.
Jerking.
Well,
Are you sure it was that?
that's just terrible. What's really bad in my world is she exposed me to her fish, and now I've got these white spots all over me. I've got ick.
Ooh. Nasty.
Oh, I hope it passes soon. Lobb, what about you?
Well, after being so mean to me, she saw the error of her ways, and on her third time around, she gave me homeostasis. Everything is as it should be. And,
Nice.
I kind of was glad that she came for that visit.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I would say all of you got off lucky, for she gave me a case of the ghost voice. Oh!
Gary. Wow, she is so mean. Moon, please tell me she didn't give you a third thing.
Yes,
Oh no.
she gave me what she's famous for. Flatulence.
Oh God, I can almost smell it here. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. Oh, chance of showers. You can be okay. It got all the way over to where you are. Oh dear.
Oh, I'm not sure. God damn it. You guys can't see it because I'm sitting on it. But Lauren gave me elephantitis of my buttocks. They are huge. And it wasn't like that before, and it must have been from her.
Oh, horrible.
I can barely get up out of this chair.
Oh, must make it so hard. So hard. Hand Rations, please, not anything more.
See, now I don't even know what to make of this one, because the other things, they seem to follow the theme. But this time, she just gave me a jar of dirt. Like, what do I make of that?
I don't know.
No metaphor there, it's just dirt.
Feels like she doesn't like your chances of recovery. Wow. Dr. Brainpee, were you spared?
John, I mean, I'm not saying I'm spared, but I'm still in the same boat. I just can't conceive the letters. I'm just sitting here. I tried to look up a thing for corn, and I definitely clicked on the wrong link, and I'm in they got a lot of masks in this one, and I'm not super comfortable with it. So, I mean, again, I'm like looking at it, coronary infection. Yeah, that's what it's saying,
no.
coronary infection, now that I figured it out. It took me a couple go-arounds, but I found out what was coronary infection.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry indeed. Cam, what's up?
Oh, I was hoping that she didn't do it, but it appears she gave me a scorching case of butt food.
Oh no!
No!
Oh, that's just terrible. Yeah. Oh God. And I thought I had it bad. I really did, but I think Cam has it worse. All she gave me were anal warts, but I mean, butt face. Oh, that's the worst.
Whole butt face?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel lucky for my anal warts now.
Backing up from my camera from that, like.
Yeah. Dave, I feel like there's maybe one more thing that happened.
Yeah, it did. It did. She, out of the goodness of her heart, gave me zoster herpes. And, that's just no fun for anybody. And here I thought she was so pure and innocent.
Yeah.
It's a gift that keeps giving, though, Dave.
It does.
True.
It does.
Obviously wanted to stay with you for a long time.
You know she
Lifetime.
cares.
Yeah.
Well, folks, I think we've exhausted the alphabet and probably good taste. And so
And our friendship with Lauren.
And that's why Goat Yoga is quarantined tonight.
Bye.
We don't want any of those things.
Yeah.
All right. So our next game. God, that was disgusting. Our next game is
No, we
called.
love you, Lauren. I love you. So
Yeah, we do love you, Lauren.
Yeah.
Our next game is called Pardon. This is a two-person scene, and this is a game for Rigamarole and Camel Treasure. And so while we were doing that a moment ago, oh, Bud is on the chat. Bud wants a job, dude. Nice. So I asked for a relationship between these two flops, and we got lots of good suggestions. We got someone in their plague doctor from the 1300s. We got two angry band members with creative differences. Justin gave us a plumber and the person responsible for the blockage. Kara gave us mom, boss, and his mistress, and Daniel gave us a priest and a sinner who is confessing to murder. Those are so many good suggestions.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go with a plumber and the person responsible for the blockage. You get to decide who gets to play what. Let's see that scene. Oh, before I do that, I should explain the
tell
game.
the rules, John.
Yeah, So how this game goes, they're going to do a two-person scene with the suggestions that you gave them. And at any point, one of them can say to the other, pardon, as if they misheard. And the other person will have to repeat what they said with a twist. So you'll see that in a moment. Let's see that scene.
Hey there, how are you? I'm here because I got a call about a backup.
Ah, yes. Come in. I will show you to the restroom.
Excellent. All right, let me grab my bag here. All right, let's go. So what seems to be the problem there, Bye?
It seems when you pull the lever on the top of the toilet, it begins to fill with water instead of going through.
That seems a little peculiar there. How did that come about to happen? And let's take a look here.
Completely normal bowel scenarios. Yes, that's all that happened.
Pardon?
I was eating the bowl of 1,000 Oreos before it happened. Yes.
Oh, geez, that'll back anything up. All right, let me take a look in here. I'll take a lid off. And oh, geez, yeah. You weren't kidding. You went with the double stuff, didn't you? Oh.
Yes. I will not eat anything less than double.
All right there. Well, I mean, I guess the thing I have to do is I'm going to have to get out the rubber gloves, yo.
Pardon?
I'm going to have to just show it some love, yo.
Oh,
right.
Terrific.
Yeah, we're gonna
Allow
do
me.
it.
I work right over here in the bathroom. This is where I do my best work. So I will continue working while you do your work, if that is comfortable for you.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Just, give me a little bit of room here. These things can get a little messy here. So, kind of hold on. Okay, here we go. All right. First, we got to say a prayer to the toilet. All right, Mr.
Pardon?
Toilet. First, we have to pray to the porcelain god. Oh, dear toilet. We got to perform like an exorcism. Oh, we're going to make you be gone. Be gone with you.
Yes.
All right.
Bring the spirit out.
Oh, the power of Oreo compel you.
Yes.
I got a problem here, yo.
What's your problem?
I seem to be stuck here.
Oh,
Are you sure this was just double stuff?
You're stuck, are you?
Pardon?
Seems you've fallen into my trap again.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to charge you double for this job.
Charge me whatever you want, but you won't be going home. You won't even be able to reach your tools.
Pardon?
You are looking quite the fool.
Yeah, well, I mean, you'll be the fool when you see the bill, let me tell you. All right.
Oh, there will be no bill. You said the prayer to the porcelain god, did you not?
I did indeed, you heard me.
And now I have made an offering of you.
Oh, no. Oh, this again. Oh, crap.
I will.
All right.
I must grab.
Hey, wait, get back here, you.
Pardon?
Ceremonial plunger.
Oh. Yeah, y'all do this job for free. Oh.
Here, I forgot. You're on this side. Ah! You're much bigger than the last guy.
And scene. I'm going to bet no one's ever seen someone flush down a toilet on live internet before.
You're welcome.
Yeah, nice. Thank you, Camel Treasure and Rigamarole. Our next game is called Actor's Nightmare, and this too is a two-person scene. And how it works is we're going to see a scene from a play. This is a game for Joe Lobb and Hand Rations. And one of the actors knows their lines really, really well, and the other actor forgot their script and is just going to have to figure it out. We have two plays that we're going to choose from. We have Shell's Shorts by Shel Silverstein and Laughing Wild from Christopher Durang. So in the chat, let us know which one you want Joe Lobb to be reading from, which one should be his script, and give us a page number as well. While we're waiting for that, the title of the scene we're going to see is Aunt Zesty sits on her porch and collects a check. That's what it's from. It's very exciting. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Shell seems to be the winner here, and the page number we have is 25. Joe Lobb.
25.
So
You got it.
25. And again, what we're going to see is Aunt Zesty sits on her porch and collects a check.
Okay, but I'm going, right? Who's afraid and who's not afraid? Who's staying and who's going?
Well, I don't know what you're so worried about. I just told you to go over to that mailbox and fetch my check.
You know what you're doing? I see what you're doing. You're turning the whole thing from your cowardice to my longing.
I'm not a coward. I'm just sitting on this porch because it's nice out today. You'll understand when you're older.
If I go, I'm abandoning you.
You're not abandoning me. It's 3 feet down the road. I just don't want to stand.
But if you stay, you're not abandoning me.
Exactly.
So the going is the evil one.
You're not evil. You're just 13 and emo.
Okay, the abandonment. The masked abandoner is about to abandon.
Whatever gets you down my road. Now go on.
Does it have to do with abandoning?
It has to do with getting me my check.
Friends or hope?
Either one. You just showed up on my porch one day. I said, hey, this is a kid with legs. Go get my check.
I'm going. You're trying to slow me down. You're the danger sign. I'm not noticing. I'm gone.
You're still standing here. I'm not trying to keep you.
You know, you're pathetic, really. I see through all your pathetic, desperate little maneuvers. I am going. Talk about Koreans. Talk about being abandoned. I am going in.
Whatever metaphor gets you out of my sight, I don't even want the check anymore.
I am.
Good for you.
And I'm not abandoning hope. My hope burns bright and strong.
Well, whatever. I've been meaning to ask you this for a long time. Is hope just a code for that drug stuff that you're getting into? Because, like, it's not that I'm against having fun. I'm just calling it hope's a little weird.
I am.
Jimmy, do I need to call your mother about this?
May I ask you one question?
Go for it.
Oh, I'm going. You're not going to talk me out of it. But one question.
I already told you.
One question. What made you think that you
Yes.
on his face, madam?
On whose face?
His face. A dense growth of hair covering his face.
Who is this man that you speak of? Do I need to get the hedge clippers out? Because he seems like a very hairy man.
Wills, madam.
I don't care if his name is Will. Just get him out of my property.
Jojo, the dog-faced man?
Okay, I am filing a police report and leaving this neighborhood.
But he is a man.
I guess.
He has a black nose.
Now, don't be racist about it.
I am not disputing his resemblance to a dog, madam. It is this very point.
I can't remember whether I named you or not, but Timmy, you can't keep calling people dogs. Are you getting into the hope again?
Arf!
Okay, somebody call this boy's mother.
He barked, madam.
Sure he did.
A wet one?
If you need a wet wipe, then just go in the kitchen and get one.
A puddle. And how did that puddle arrive there?
I guess it rained.
And I will tell you. Have you served in the armed forces?
No, I grew up on this porch. I will die on this porch. It's not my job to fight my own battles.
The armed
And
forces.
scene. All right.
Okay.
So our next game is well, it's not so much a game. Oh, I guess I had to put my camera on. There we go. Hey, our next game is really more a public service that the flops like to do. We have people often that will write to us and want to confess things, and well, we had several people doing that actually over our Facebook chat. I guess we make a connection, and we appreciate that. So we like to offer people a chance to unburden themselves. We do this at our live shows. We do it at our virtual shows. And Camel Treasure is good enough to just sort of give them some musical accompaniment. And we have someone out in our audience. We've given them access to our Zoom, and that is Stanley. And Stanley, he's ashamed of this a little bit. He dances in inappropriate situations, he does. And so Stanley, if you could come out now and share with folks, you know, what's been going on. And Cam will help you out, okay?
We're here for you, buddy.
We're here for you, Stanley.
So many situations in life. Not all of them seem right. Nothing going on, just standing there. When everybody could be dancing and waving their hand. I like to dance like no one's watching, when in fact they are watching. Aisle of the grocery store seems fine.
I'll clean up in aisle 4.
Little old lady and a baby don't mind. I start sitting, strutting my stuff. The waitress comes down and says, that's enough. I like to dance like no one's watching. When in fact they are talking, it's very distracting. I'm trying to dance. Went to my funeral for my grandpa. Just didn't get it. Seemed like we'd have a good old time. He was a good fella guy. Loved to dance. He loved to sing. I thought it'd be fine. It wasn't fine. My mother yelled at me and dragged me out by my ear like when I was 9. So embarrassing. So out in the parking lot, I danced like no one was watching. Strut my stuff, doing nothing but flaunting. Bring a little joy to the world, just one dance move at a time. So no one would mind, but my, oh my, this crazy world we live in can't find. I just dance like nobody's watching.
Nobody's watching. Nobody's watching.
Wish they all would stop talking and just watch and maybe learn to love dance, love yourself, learn to dance, just be you.
Oh, thank you very much, Stan. I hope you feel a little bit better.
Good luck
Yeah.
with your problems, Stan.
Yeah, good luck, Stan. That was very brave. That's very brave. Well. I don't know if anybody had summer vacation plans. I know all of us now have had to rethink those. But we have one person who managed to go on vacation just before COVID-19 hit. And we're going to see a little talk show where Chance of Showers is going to interview them. That's right. The Moon Man is a person who went on vacation. And the Moon Man went on vacation, interestingly enough, before COVID-19 with Dr. Anthony Fauci. They didn't, sorry, I've lost my train of thought. Where they went was kind of unusual, and they went to a hospital that was abandoned in the 70s. So this game is called My Vacation With. We're going to see some slides from that vacation, and they'll tell you all about it. So let's see it.
Hi, and welcome. I'm here today with my good friend, Dusty Rhodes, and he recently was able to take one of the very last vacations before we are all stuck in our homes. And interestingly enough, it was with the good doctor, Dr. Anthony Fauci, who we all have come to know and love and respect. And now, Dusty, tell me, where did you and Dr. Fauci go?
Well, the doctor and I thought it'd be interesting to go back and see where our parents grew up. And when we got to my mother, who had been committed long ago in a mental hospital, we decided to go there. It had, of course, closed down shortly after my birth, but the building is still there, even though it's been closed since the 70s.
Okay. No, did you, it's interesting. It's, you say it closed shortly after your birth.
Yes, it was a whole ordeal. In fact, my birth was the cause of its closing.
Okay, and I'm wondering if Fauci maybe we're going to learn where this virus really came from. There's a lot of theories out there, but in any case, did you take any photographs to share?
Of course, there were many photographs taken.
Okay.
We had a couple of photographers with us.
Okay, so perhaps up on the screen we could maybe see your first slide there. Let's see what you got. What did you bring us? Oh, very interesting. Could you tell us about this photo?
Yes, of course. Well, you see, we went into one of the laboratories and they had all sorts of equipment. So I decided to look through one of the notebooks that was left behind. Well, the good doctor and one of the extra photographers let me perform experiments upon them without actually doing it. So the cameraman, of course, was restrained. We decided he was the biter. And then the doctor just started acting like he was crazy and started chewing his own finger off to tease the cameraman. It was good times.
Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. And all right. So let's see here. Where the heck am I? Oh, hey. So Dusty, did you this hospital is closed down. It's a little spooky. You're walking through, you're fine, you're kind of acting things out. Did you hear any interesting noises? Do you think it was haunted a little bit, or what was the atmosphere there?
It was a little dusty there. And there were lots of spiders and webs. I'm not sure if some people had been living there before. There were some belongings scattered about. I'm not sure if it was haunted though.
Okay. Okay. Did you and Dr. Fauci find anything interesting there?
Well, we did find a secret room.
Any pictures of that?
Of course.
Okay.
You can't go into a secret room without taking a picture of it.
Obviously, if you brought a cameraman, let's see. Let's check it out. This is the secret room. Oh.
So the good doctor, of course, bringing along his best friend, the noose. And we had found this skeleton on the phone. It must have been like an anatomical lab. But the skeleton was on the phone,
okay,
being all personable. So I decided to taunt the skeleton, just in case the skeleton was haunted. I mean, it's not often you find a skeleton in a secret room that was on the phone. Clearly, the skeleton had just lost a love and was trying to get them back. But I mean, the doctor was ready to string the skeleton up and remove some of the toe bones so we could take them home with us. I mean, again, it was good times.
That is definitely a side of Dr. Fauci I did not ever expect. Were you surprised by his behavior? A noose is his best friend?
Oh, not at all. I mean, my best friend is a plunger.
Oh.
I mean, you make friends where you can.
I suppose that is true. I suppose that is true. So, you were there for how long?
About 3 days.
3 days. And you slept there at the hospital?
In my mother's old room.
Now, how did you identify that it was her? Do you have you brought a picture of the room? How did you identify it was the room you were born in?
Well, I'm embarrassed to say, but I mean, some of my belongings were still in the room. I wasn't very tidy back then.
Okay. All right. Any pictures or paraphernalia left in the room?
I'm embarrassed to say there were some old pictures of my mother in there.
Oh my God, I can't wait. I can't wait. So this next slide is the room where you were born and your, wow. This explains so much.
See, there's my mother. She's about to punch one of the orderlies. The doctor is trying to keep her happy, saying, "We found the drugs that will work. You just have to take them. The mission will be accomplished if you just swallow your pills."
Wow. Wow.
And of course, my father came in, Mr. Coffee. He actually goes by the name Reverse Mr. Coffee, but I've always felt a little strange about that name.
Wow.
As a side note, that orderly never did recover and became a improv comedian.
Wow, Dusty, I feel like I know so many more things about you now. You are a multifaceted, fascinating person. Thank you so much for sharing your trip with us. And please tell Dr. Fauci, thank you for all he's doing for our country and the world, really, with his knowledge.
I'll let him know. I'm also friends with his noose, so I'll get in touch through him.
Wonderful. Thank you, Dusty.
Thank you.
All right, that is my vacation with. All right. So our next game, so how we do the show often is we'll do first set, second set, and at halftime, we'll hit you up for money. We're going to ask you to make a small donation on our GoFundMe link for the Tompkins County Public Library Foundation. No amount is too large or too small. Give what you can if you can. But before we get to halftime, we're going to play a little game called Cult Leader. And this one is hosted by the one and the only Rigamarole. So let's hear it for Rigamarole. Yay.
Howdy. Before we get started, let's start writing suggestions in the comments, and I'll explain the game after that. So first things first thing that comes to mind when you think transportation, that's a good start. And then another word you can put stuff in there for is war. So after everybody's putting their things over in the YouTube comments, and there's a couple coming in from the flops on my side, the game is called Cult Leader. We're going to have two flops up here on the stage, and those two flops know who they are, but let me see if I can find them. Creme Fraiche, who just left, and Camel Treasure. So how the game works is that these two fine gentlemen are going to construct a society, a family, a cult, out of the words that you are putting in the YouTube comments. They have to use at least 3 of your suggestions in forming their family. Once they have that figured out, they'll introduce themselves and their families, and then we'll go into a question and answer round in which you could put your questions in the YouTube comments, and some of the flops will ask some questions on our side too. So we've got some good stuff coming in the comments right now. I'm going to throw some more words at you. How about we go back to the good old classic apocalypse? What's the first thing that comes to mind when I say apocalypse or celestial? Celestial is a very evocative word. And how about evocative? And both of you guys, when you're prepared, you give me a signal of some kind. Make it kind of big so I can catch you over there while I'm looking at the YouTube comments. How about tomorrow? What comes to mind when I say the word tomorrow? Put that in the YouTube comments there. How about religion? Religion's always a good one. That goes hand in hand with societies or families. Sorry, one of the suggestions made me laugh. I see Annie, and that's probably tomorrow, I love you. How about love? Love's a good one. What's the thing that comes to mind when I say the word love? How you doing, gentlemen? Feeling good yet? Need some more? Oh, I see a big...
One more.
One more? Okay. Prophecy is always my favorite one to go to. How about prophecy, everyone? What's the first thing that says prophecy? And darkness. Darkness is a good one, too, to sort of inspire some words. You got something over there now?
Yep, we're good.
All right. Time to start the game. Thank you all very much for your suggestions. Ladies and gentlemen, may I be the first, last, and only person to welcome you to the first ever, third annual cult leader, society leader recruitment ceremony. Now, I've got two gentlemen here who are waiting to introduce themselves to you. They both disappeared off the screen, so I'm going to point to a side, and it's going to be that one. Whoever's over there could show up. Please introduce your family to our audience.
Yeah. My name is Joey Marbles. I come from a long traditional family, but my family's a little bit different. When I was a kid, I got, let's say, winged by the choo-choo, you know? If you know what I mean, down in the New York City subway. Mm-hmm. And it gave me an epiphany of what family could really mean. As you probably figured out, it means playing Dungeons and Dragons in real world scenarios with real weapons and real monsters and real artillery. That's what we're about. The weapons, the artilleries, and a little bit still about choo-choos.
Well, thank you very much. Mr. Marbles, Brother Marbles?
I go by either, so you go with what's most comfortable for you.
All right, Mr. Brother Marbles. And our next leader here to explain his family to you. Take it away, sir.
Why, hello there, everyone. First, let me please thank you for allowing me to enter your homes. I am, of course, Nigel Moonstar, and I come from the Society of the Zombie Buddha Statues. We here at the Society of the Zombie Voodoo Statues, we believe in peace, love, and eating your brains. Now, we're very conscious of meals we eat together, and our most favorite meal is breakfast. So, that is who I am. I am Nigel Moonstar of the Society of the Zombie Buddha Statues. Rub our bellies, then fill them.
Thank you very much, Nigel. And I would like to let everyone who is at home know you are safe. Nigel is not actually in your home.
That's right. I'm not.
Now we're going to take some questions from our audience. So if you have any questions for our family leaders, please put them in the comments. And of course, I'm going to take one from our studio audience here first. Studio audience, who's got a question for either Mr. Moonstar or Mr. Oh, yes, we've got one here.
I have a question. Are there any dietary restrictions to joining your families? Because if I can't eat cheese balls, I will scream.
Well, let's start with Mr. Moonstar, Mr. Nigel Moonstar, please.
We have no dietary restrictions. Of course, you can indulge in your cheese balls, but we do require that you do have at least some portion of brain with every meal.
Okay, very nice. And Mr. Brother Marbles.
Well, what he describes is really kind of complicated, and we are a simpler family, if you know what I mean. So you can have all the cheese balls you want, but all we're going to give you is a bag of chips each day. Now, you can take that bag of chips and you can trade that bag of chips up for, 2 rats. Because, again, we're playing live Dungeons and Dragons in the New York City subway. You might find 4 rats. And you could change and trade those 4 rats for 1 giant bag of cheese balls. I would even give you the first rat for free.
Well, that was certainly enlightening. I hope that helped you out.
I mean, brains and rats are basically the key ingredients in cheese balls, so it's the same thing.
You're absolutely correct. Now, here's a question from our audience abroad. Should I do my math homework? I guess we'll let Mr. Moonstar begin with this answer.
Well, I mean, of course you need to do your math homework. Why wouldn't you do your math homework? See, it's very simple. You can even bring it, since we're no longer in the societal norms of school. You can bring real world math into your life here at the Society of these Zombie Buddha Statues. See, you take one zombie Buddha statue, and you take 2 zombie Buddha statues. Now, how many zombie Buddha statues do you have? Oh, but it's a trick question, because you have to have brains with those. It's more of an algebra question. So do your math homework so you can follow along.
Everyone at home, this man does not know math. Mr. Brother Marbles, math homework, yay or nay?
Well, so much of Dungeons and Dragons is based on commerce, you know. Like going back to my previous example with how many rats you have. So at the very least, you've got to do your basic math homework if you're going to do well in our family.
Well, very nice, brother, Mr. Marbles. Here's a question from an audience member. Blarkja says, "What is your traditional holiday?" And brother, Mr. Marbles, you could start this one.
Well, you know, we have all the traditional holidays because we're a traditional family. There's the Feast of the Rat Feces. That's a classic. The children love it. They go all through the A trains and the B trains and the crosstown buses even, and they collect all of it. And we build a wonderful ceremony statue to the King Rat God. And then we burn it. We call it Burning Rat, and it's quite wonderful. It's very moving. We give each other gifts. I can remember when I got my first rat pelt. It really, really touched my heart. And that's just one of the many great holidays that we have and traditions that we have.
Very nice. And Mr. Moonstone?
We don't really believe in holidays per se. We're more accepting of anything you'd like to celebrate. However, we do have the Festival of Saint Romero, where we go out and we harvest as many brains as we can, and then we just slowly eat them for a month. And let me tell you, when you've had 3-week-old brain, oh, the trips you take. Oh, the trips you take.
Okay, so Festival of Rat Feces or tripping on brains. We got time for one more question, and I think we'll let... Oh, wait, we have an audience question. Yeah.
Yes. I have a question. Hi, I'm Jocelyn McBride. I'm 15. And I have a question for you, Mr. Marbles. You know, I'm always looking for, cute guys. Do you have any cute guys in your cult? Now, 2 things I don't like. I don't like nerds. I don't like anybody who's ancient, like 18. God. So can you tell me? That's for you, Mr. Marbles. Do you have any?
Oh yeah,
guys in
Mr.
your
Marbles,
cult?
please.
Yeah.
Answer.
Yeah,
answer away.
I'm just contemplating the idiocy of your question. We are a cult, not a goddamn dating service. I have no problem. You can't even join our cult. You're back.
Well, Mr. Moonstone, do you have a
I
rebuttal?
would just like to say we are accepting of all my children. So
Well, I like you better. A whole lot better. You, Mr. Marbles.
Since that was a quick one and it didn't come from the audience abroad, let's take one more. Is there a required uniform? And we'll let Mr. Moonstone field this one first.
Moonstar, sir.
Moonstar, sorry, my apologies, sir.
Well, see, when you join our society, the first thing you will be issued is one of these. Now, these are some say the pipe chooses the person. This one comes from elderwood, and it's so fine. But that's not all. The other only required piece of equipment for, especially during our festival of Saint Romero, is our custom bowler caps with monocle.
Ah, very, very, very nice. And Mr. Brother Marbles, required uniforms?
Well, not per se. It depends really, since it's Dungeons and Dragons, it really depends what class you choose. If you're a mage and you're wearing armor, like what's that about, right? You should be wearing a robe, right? To show your holiness. But if you're a berserker and you're running around naked in the subway, well, that's pretty much what we see any day of the week in New York City, so that's just fine. We ask that you use your best discretion as you're thinking about your uniform.
Very well. Thank you very much both for joining us. Now we're going to ask you in the audience to vote with your typing hands in the comments. Let's hear what you have to say. Which family do you want to join? The family of Mr. Brother Marbles, or of course the family of Mr. Moonstar. But while you're doing that, let's hear from the studio audience, who on my screen are beneath me. To you, they are muted. But let's hear your voices. Let's hear them out loud here for Mr. Brother Marbles.
Woo!
From the audience.
Woo!
All right, I got one woo. From the studio audience. Oh, two woos from the studio audience. A third woo from our studio audience. Now, what about Mr. Moonstar?
Yes.
Brains.
Welcome.
Well,
my
here
son.
I've got from the audience at home. I got Zombies, Moonstar, Team Brains, Mr. Moons. I don't know. This is a tough one. I think based off the reaction from our studio audience, we're gonna have to go with Mr. Marbles, as we did
This
get
is
quite
an
a few in there for
outrage.
D&D as well.
This is an outrage.
You're dead to me, Moonstone.
Everyone
You're
who voted
undead
for
to
Mr.
me.
Moonstone can expect him to visit your house this evening, somewhere between 2 and 6 a.m. And Mr. Marbles, you know where he is. Subways under New York.
Just follow the urine trail.
Thank you all very much for joining us this evening.
Goodbye.
I'm the host now.
So thank you, Rigamarole. That brings us to the hey Moon. That brings us to the part of the show we call halftime. This is where we take a quick 5-minute break and we get more drinks. And where you can get some drinks, and not from us, mind you, but the more you drink, the funnier we are. And I will note, with a sad face, that we've not had any donations yet. That makes me sad. So I'm going to put the donation link over the chat. If you can contribute a little to help the Tompkins County Public Library Foundation, that'd be great. We will be back in 5 minutes with the second set, and it's pretty killer. So stay tuned. All right, we are going to start the second half of the show. And thanks for everybody who's watching us live tonight. We will, of course, have this up on our YouTube channel. If you haven't been on our YouTube channel, feel free to follow us. We have videos up from most of our shows going all the way back to the formation of the troupe, which is, we're in our 10th year, actually. Also, we are on Facebook. Feel free to follow us on Facebook. It's just Comedy Flops. And we are going to get started with the second set now. And the first game, let me get my list in front of me. First game is a new one, another new one that we created this week called Want Ad. So in the comment box, what we need from you is to give us the first 3 words that you might find in a want ad. And we'll give folks a moment to do that. I see some are starting to come in. And in the meantime, Flops, you can come back. Hey, Rigamarole.
I can come back.
Yes, you've been reborn.
My box was getting cramped.
Yeah.
Our audience is getting dark in the.
And the the comments are coming in.
I like it.
Yep. Yep. So give us the first 3 words of a want ad you might see. All right. So we've got a couple to start. I'm going to give it like 10 more seconds and then we'll. Okay.
What is fish?
I admit I've never seen that in a want ad myself, but you know.
Great job, Ari.
I take it someone knows Ari?
Yeah, he's one of my friends.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
Appreciate the effort, Ari. Okay. We're going to start with cheap baby shoes. So the first, provide the final 3 words to the want ad that starts with cheap baby shoes.
Cheap baby shoes. Baby also included.
Cheap baby shoes. Use diapers too.
Cheap baby shoes for expensive child.
Cheap baby shoes, adult size 12.
That one.
Cheap baby shoes. Limited color selection. What's it sound like?
Cheap baby shoes. Child's gone missing.
Cheap baby shoes used for hitchhiking.
Cheap baby shoes. Baby too strong.
Cheap baby shoes. Only a little barf.
Cheap baby shoes. Baby refuses walk.
All right, let's get another one, and another suggestion we have. It's only 2 words, but I really like the 2 words, so we're going to go with those. Exterminator wanted. Exterminator wanted. Yeah, Ari is killing it.
Exterminator wanted. Have $10.
Exterminator wanted. Hate mother-in-law.
Exterminator wanted in only 3 states.
Exterminator wanted. Terms and conditions apply.
Exterminator wanted. Recently quit Terminator job.
Exterminator wanted. Crab experience required.
Exterminator wanted. Hate my children.
Exterminator wanted. Must bring boots.
Exterminator wanted. Murder hornet problem.
Okay. Oh, go ahead.
Exterminator wanted. Rats now knee deep.
Oh.
Okay, we got another one. Another one. Lost Shrek doll. Lost Shrek doll.
Sorry again.
Ari, you're killing it.
Lost Shrek doll, face worn off.
Lost Shrek doll, don't look inside.
Lost Shrek doll. Code for acid.
Lost Shrek doll, not an onion.
Ah.
That's-
Lost Shrek doll, up my rectum.
Lost Shrek doll responds to getting out of his swamp.
Lost Shrek doll. Found a sense of peace.
Lost Shrek doll, ignore the hole.
Lost Shrek doll. Lonely donkey dying.
Oh. Oh.
We have another lost item. Someone has lost their pet snail. Lost pet snail.
Lost pet snail, quick little bastard.
Lost pet snail, keep salt away.
I was gonna say lost pet snail in salt mine.
Lost pet snail, appetizer was delicious.
Oh.
Lost pet snail, answers to crunchy.
Lost pet snail, hot on its trail.
Lost pet snail, doesn't fly well.
Lost pet snail. What's that crunch?
Lost pet snail. Might just be fancy slug.
You got
Moon
one?
Man, did you have something? Did you have something, Moon Man?
Who hasn't interrupted? Lost pet snail.
Lost pet. Look.
Actually, hard slug.
Lost pet snail. Escargot go gone.
Oh.
Lost pet snail, last seen underfoot.
We have another one. Hellhound trainer needed. Hellhound trainer needed.
Hellhound trainer needed. I hate my children.
Hellhound trainer needed. Mom not housebroken.
Hellhound trainer needed, plethora of stray cats.
Hellhound trainer needed. Also priest to gosh darn it.
Hellhound trainer needed for Friday's exorcism.
Oh, there we go.
All right, the last one. VHS player needed.
VHS player needed to watch only movies worth watching.
VHS player needed. Time travel to 80s.
Damn.
VH player needed, grilled cheese free.
VHS player needed. Will fix if needed.
VHS. Oh,
Stereo.
Go ahead.
Somebody
you
jump
go, you
in.
go.
VHS player needed to feel superior to millennials.
VHS player needed to be kind and rewind.
And scene. Is it better than Be Kind of Rewind, Cam?
No.
Okay.
No, no, it's not. I
That's
wish,
one
but
Yeah, that's one ads. And we'll let everybody wonder what Cam was going to say. Maybe at the end of the show we'll reveal. Who knows? All right, so we're going to switch into our next game. It's called Three Characters, and this is a game where you can ask our three characters anything you want. So just pop your questions into the chat box, anything you want to know, they will tell you. This is a game for the Moon Man, Chance of Showers, and Hand Rations. And so what we're going to do to start off, I'm going to ask our three guests here to one at a time introduce themselves. So please tell the audience who you are.
Well, I am Buck Buckleson. I'm talking to you tonight from my doomsday bunker. This is where I live. I'm a prepper, doomsday prepper. I'm very prepared.
Well, okay. Thank you much. Lady with all the plants.
Hi. That's not my cat. My name is, Penelope, and I collect various things since I lost my upper lip, and I'm an expert in, life.
Well, okay. Thank you, Penelope. Yes, please go ahead.
Hi, I don't think I'm supposed to be here. My name is Caitlin, and I just had a birthday party at this location, and all the other kids got picked up, and I've just been sitting here for 2 hours. Did you guys say you're having a panel? And if so, could you call my mom for me? She won't let me have a cell phone.
Okay, well, we'll see how that goes. We do have a question for our panels, panelists rather. We're going to start with a big one from Ben. Ben wants to know, panel, what is the answer to life, the universe, and everything?
Oh, the meaning to life is to be prepared. You always want to be prepared for the worst. I mean, you can grab everything you need, food and water. But if you don't pack a can opener, you're screwed. You haven't done anything. It's the meaning of life, is be prepared.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I just won a round of the game of life, about 10 minutes before the birthday party ended. So I think I pretty much have everything figured out, which is close your eyes when you spin the dial thing. That way you won't be sad when you lose.
I like to think that the meaning of life is to just surround yourself with as many worldly goods as you can, and you almost build yourself a coffin of all your worldly possessions. And then that way, when you are finally buried by all of your possessions, it's time to just go.
Okay, yeah. Caitlin.
Same question?
Oh, yeah, same question, sure.
Yeah. Well, I answered life. The universe,
Yeah.
I'm very confused about, because they have this bowling alley carpeting everywhere, but it doesn't look entirely accurate. So I'm like, am I standing on the universe, but I'm also in the universe? It's very confusing. Can someone call my dad? Mom's not picking up.
See, that's what's wrong with the youth of America. You don't dig deep enough, and now you just did, and now you feel accomplished, and that's good. So, Caitlin, I'm going to start you with the next question too. This is again from Ben. Ben wants to know: is cannibalism okay if the person was already dead when you found them, and if you're really hungry?
I don't know. I've never run into a situation where I've needed cannibalism, but if people don't show up soon, I'm going to start wandering around this building looking for rats. And rats really aren't that different from people, so who knows? Maybe I'll just be the next cryptid that you run into.
Okay, same question for the other panelists.
Well, it's not a question.
Go ahead.
Thank you. It's not a question if you eat them. It's what do you eat them with? Is it going to be barbecue, hot sauce, or is it going to be salsa? You got to change it up. You got to be prepared, have gallons, all that stuff. So when somebody goes, you don't have to try to get them out. You just process them through yourself and flush them.
You know, I'm kind of going with my friend the River there because I feel like that's an opportunity to use the parts. If you need parts is parts. Now, if I found me a good dead body and they had a stiff upper lip, I think I would sew that lip right back on my face, and then I'd keep the other parts in case I should ever need them. So it's finders keepers, and if you could use it, they ain't needing it no more.
Well, I think that's great, and I want to commend you on your efforts to reduce and reuse. I think that's wonderful. That's very Ithaca. I think we have time for one final question, and the question I think we want to try and answer is this, and it's sort of a question about abundance. Kara wants to know, what does she do with the 30 pounds of carrots in her fridge?
Kara, you could drive them over to my house, and I'd be happy to take them off your hand. I got a whole room full of vegetables, so I'd be happy. You just drop them off, girlfriend. I'll take them right in for you.
Well,
Okay.
I don't really know, because I always used to protest against eating vegetables because vegetables are just disgusting. But now that I've been at this birthday party for 48 hours, I think maybe it's time for me to start eating some carrots. So if you could just find my location, and you don't even have to pick me up if you don't want to. I mean, that's not your responsibility, but if you could just drop me off some carrots and they could be my carrot friends, I would really appreciate that.
Little girl, I'll have a phone over in my house you could use. Why don't you come on over to my house? You can call your parents from there, and we can sort through some things. So why don't you just come right on over? We'll
My
call
mom
your
said
parents.
not to leave the bowling alley.
It's gonna be okay, sweetheart. I got a bowling ball right here. You can play with that.
Do you have a bowling alley and a cheesy nachos dispenser?
I can fix something up for you real quick, lad.
Okay.
Ooh, sir,
That's why I'm down here. Get away from them.
I see. You don't look well to me.
No, I didn't take into account the radon.
Oh dear.
I think I may be poisoning myself. I also haven't had vegetables in 3 months. I'm not regular. If maybe you could drop some of them carrots down my vent pipe, I'd be much appreciated.
Could you put your lip closer to the screen so I could see it, please?
I'm a little concerned.
Oh yeah, you'll do just fine. Just fine. I'm gonna be right over to your house.
All right, bring a shovel.
Will do.
Okay, Ed Sheeran is my emergency contact because I wanted to meet him. Can someone call that?
Little girl, Ed Sheeran's in my back closet.
Is he okay?
Well, he was asking for you, so maybe you should come on over and find out.
He doesn't know my name.
Oh yeah, he do.
Uh-oh.
I gotta go.
Dear.
I gotta go get me a lip.
Oh, this is concerning. Yeah, we're gonna end this. I'm out of here.
All right, I'll be right over. I gotta go get my sewing kit and some scissors ready.
Wait. Now nobody's here? Oh God. Okay. Guess you're my only friend in the world, creepy stuffed animal that I found while wandering the children's section.
Well, this is embarrassing. This is the first time we've ever had a guest die. Wow. The only thing I can really think to do in this situation, Flops, is to eulogize him. I know we just kind of met him, but maybe some of you knew him a little bit better. Would you want to just say a few words on his behalf? It feels really crappy just to leave him there dead on the screen.
Yeah. You know, I could say a few things.
Oh, thank you, Rigamarole.
Bunker Barry and I actually shared our first bunker together. It was in a little town in Pennsylvania none of you have heard of, and I wouldn't want to give you the location anyways, because then you'd find all my good stuff. Bunker Barry was kind isn't a good word. More like completely selfish. He was a very selfish man. If it wasn't for the fact that he ate all of my supplies, we'd still be in that bunker there together. And, you know, I'm sad to see him gone, mostly because now that means there's one less person that knows the truth about the lizard moles who are going to climb up from underneath the ground and eat all of you bit by tasty bit, to be honest, because they know, just like I know, that you're delicious. And it's sad to see a body such as his get buried when it could be feeding lots of people. Anyways, I'll turn it over to I'm so hungry. Who wants to go next? I'm sorry.
Hi, I am one of the lizard moles that he said was going to devour everything.
Oh,
and
no.
I know I always wanted to devour Bunker Barry, but not like this. I wanted to have a good battle with him in his bunker and then take over the whole world while our Overqueen was watching. But now he's just sitting there and I'm just sitting here in someone else's bunker, and it's gonna take me 3 hours to get over there. And I don't know what I'm doing. So if anybody's got something else that I could eat before I get to him, because I really am feeling quite peckish right now. And I think that's all I have to say. Rest in peace, Bunker Barry. I'll eat you someday, man.
Yeah, this is a sad, sad day. I knew Bunker Barry before he was Bunker Barry. Back in the time when we both still walked on the earth, and he was my shooting buddy. And we used to shoot skeet together, and we didn't shoot him the normal way by tossing him up in the air. Nope. We held him in our hand and walked parallel to the line of shooting. And I gotta say, every time Bunker Barry took a shot, he never took off more than one of my fingers at a time. And I think I did the same by him. He's a good guy. I'm gonna miss him. Have fun in that big bunker in the sky, Barry. Oh, I can't go on. I can't go on.
Oh, wait. Hi. Wait. This is my house. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing here? Barry? I don't. Barry. Like. Oh, okay. Yeah, that guy's really familiar. I thought, wasn't he I thought he was a plumber or something. Wait. Oh my God! I just won my eBay bet. Yes. Those limited VHS tapes are mine now. Yeah. So Barry, plumber Barry. Wait, the guy that was in my backyard, that was months ago. You know, he didn't really come back for the estimate. I wonder what happened to him. Yeah, no, I mean, I recognize. All right, well, I'm gonna go. I gotta go check back there. I mean, he went way back in my backyard, in the underneath, and so I never really saw him come out. I just thought he finished and left. I'm gonna go check on that while we're talking about it.
Bunker Barry. I've got good news, Bunker Barry. I've got great news. What? Oh, Bunker Barry. Oh, I'm so sorry I was here to deliver your pipe. It has chosen you, my son. But alas, I am too late. Oh, bother. Oh, well, I think, Bunker Barry, your death shall not have been in vain, for we at the Society of the Zombie Buddha statues have breakfast all lined up. And you're part of it. It is the Bunker Berry Breakfast Buffet. Get the wagon. Yeah, the big wagon.
And now it's time to play. John's muted his mic, so I get to say what he's trying to say. Hi, I'm John. It's great to be here with my good friend, Bunker Berry. I used to eat canned soup with Bunker. Oh, no, now I'm being Tara, too. Is someone going to be Tara for me?
Hi, I'm Tara. And I'm laughing at this bit. And I'm so upset about Bunker Berry. Like, we were friends when we were kids. We went down to the old quarry, and he was like, I want to live here and break some rocks and just become a bunker person. And that's actually his origin story. Anyway, I'm Tara, and I don't know what else to say.
Well. It's embarrassing when a guest dies during a show. You know, it really looks bad on us. And so we're going to end this game. We'll of course mute Bunker Berry's cameras so you don't have to stare at his corpse for the rest of the show, right? That's a little grim. But Flops, before we go to the next game, I do want to remind you to place your bets as to what time rigor mortis will set in. Okay, don't forget to place your bets. So I need a time.
$5 in 2 hours. 2 hours. 2 hours. 2 hours. $5 in 2 hours.
Right. Well, put it in writing, Dr. Brainpee. I need a time and I need a dollar amount. Okay.
2-to-1 odds on the 5 hours. 2-to-1 odds.
Okay. So we're gonna make Bunker Berry go away so we don't have to look at that corpse. Yikes. This next game is actually for all our flops. It's called Last Flop Standing. And so what I need from our audience is I need something you would like to hear us sort of debate and talk about. Could be any topic at all. The flops are going to compete. And how it goes is a flop will start to talk, and whenever one of the other flops wants to sort of chime in and maybe disagrees, they'll just make a clap. I will ask them what their contribution is. They'll tell me if I like it, I'll let them talk. If I do not like it, I will wave them off. And at the end of 4 minutes, which will be on my timer here, the last flop standing wins. So what is something you want to hear them talk about?
That's my secret, John. I'm never standing.
Oh, there's a very divisive one.
He's also not wearing pants. Okay.
The ending of Star Wars. That's gonna break some friendships here, I think.
Yeah, it could. Let's see. I have a feeling there could be a couple.
My computer is almost out of battery, and I think that it almost died the last time we were playing this game. So I think this game is just cursed.
Friendships here, I think.
It's obviously cursed.
Or maybe you should charge your thing.
Or maybe that.
Okay, we have a topic. The topic for right now, our last flop standing game is cats versus dogs.
Ooh.
Starting with, I give the honor of starting to Rigamarole.
All right, so my entire life I've had dogs and cats, and I love them both so much. But me personally, I'm more like a dog than I am like a cat. And that
Yeah, chance of showers.
I object. He's clearly a pussy boy.
Yeah, that's true. Go ahead.
Yeah. He clearly, I've seen in practice after practice after practice, cats crawling all over this man. Shows up to rehearsals constantly, covered in cat hair. Tries to say it's his wife's hair. We're all like, no, sir. You have a cat problem. And it's the collection of cats, cat after cat after cat.
Having that many cats is not a problem. It's a blessing.
That's true.
Cats are like little Egyptian gods, walking around with their dignity and their beauty and their grace and their occasional stupidity.
Yeah, Moon Man.
Cats have no dignity.
That's true. They'll walk on your face. Go ahead, Moon.
And I just watched one of my cats try to open the door by grabbing the door frame. I mean, they're not even that bright, much less
Camel
have
treasure.
dignity.
He's actually describing himself. He looked in the mirror. That's how he opens doors with his paw.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's a real problem with him. His wife's been trying to house train him for years, but she just can't get him over the hump to actually use the doorknob. So she's got to actually tape all of the doors so he can get his paw underneath and just kind of pull the doors open. Funny enough, he got the refrigerator down pat real easy. He can paw that one open in like a millisecond, but
yeah, chance of showers.
Yeah, you know, cats are very, very smart. And in my neighborhood, there's a ton of stray cats, and they are spraying on everything. So I am convinced that they are actually they're taking over the world by marking their territory everywhere.
They're not. Chance of showers, they're not. That you're just being paranoid. Cam, go ahead.
Yeah, so anyway, like I said, he's really he can't get that bathroom door down. I think it's a ruse personally. He just likes using the cat box. I mean, really, who doesn't? Or maybe I'm saying too much. But yeah, no, he can't get the bathroom door. He also has a problem with the front door. I don't know what his deal is. There's just something about
Yeah, Moon Man.
I just wanted to say it's not a cat box. I bought it. It's mine. It's my box.
It is true. Yeah. Okay, that's
I mean,
fair.
if I want to use my own box, I can. Litter's just a lot easier than worrying about using up clean water. I mean, if I scoop myself, it's fine. Nobody really bothers, and nobody has to walk me out in the yard. That's why I'm better than dogs. I mean, I will use the box. I will cover. I mean, you can even just leave some food and be gone for 3 days. I'll be fine.
Rigamarole.
We all agree that Steve is worse than cats and dogs. This is about cats and dogs.
That's true. It is. Well, it's cat versus dog.
Or dogs. Cats or dogs. Right. But look at this thing. Look at this thing. How can you take a look at this beautiful furry face and say that she's better than a dog? I'm sorry, and I got another one here. Oh, she ran off.
Hand rations. Hand rations.
The other one ran off because she didn't want to be subjected to these beauty standards you're imposing upon her.
That's true. That's true.
See, all this time, it's like, oh, cats versus dogs. Which one's fluffier? You're just perpetuating our societal problems onto these fluffy animals. Cats don't care about beauty standards. They lick their own butts in front of you, and they don't give a darn. And that's why they're better than any of us.
Dr. Brainpee.
They so care about beauty standards, and that's just a dominance move.
Same. Dr. Brainpee sneaks it under the wire and takes it away from Hand Rations, who was on a roll. And that's the last flop standing. So we have 2 games left in our show tonight. Again, we're raising money for Tompkins County Public Library Foundation. If you love the library, give a little bit if you can. We recommend 5. If you can do a little more, that's great. If you can't quite do 5, that's okay too. The link is in the chat, and I'll put it up again in a moment. So the next game we have is to help you, because we care about you. We know in the COVID-19 environment, you have worries. You have things that you're thinking about because you have time to think about them, and we're here to help you. This game is called Good Advice, Bad Advice, Worst Advice. So we want you in the chat to tell us things you have questions about, and we will, with a varying degree of quality, answer your concerns. What do you want to know about? How can we help? We'll give a moment for the lag to catch up there.
Keep the bar real low here, people.
And while they're thinking about that, I will post the donation link again. Because, gosh, I'm that obnoxious. Oh, we have our first question while others post. Let's keep it rolling.
Returning question asker.
Yeah, exactly. I respect that. So the first question, I've got to find the order so that we know what we're doing here. But the first question is, of course, why does it hurt when I pee? Asking for a friend, of course.
Oh yes, of course.
That goes without saying.
Are you a friend of Mike?
I was gonna say I can answer for a friend.
Well, the first one on this is actually Camel Treasure. So, Camel Treasure, why does it hurt when Austin pees?
Well, clearly Austin's been doing some things Austin probably shouldn't have been doing. So why does it hurt when you pee? You should probably keep it in your pants. But I have some good news. Modern medicine is wonderful. You can actually go to the doctor and they can make it not hurt when you pee relatively quickly, or so I'm told. I don't know that for a fact personally, but I'm told. So there is hope for you, Austin, and good luck.
I have to disagree, Cam. I think this is a problem of self-abuse. Austin, that particular part of your body is for exiting. You can't stick things in there. So if you put things in there, it's going to hurt. Austin, for the love of God, stop putting things there, okay? And it'll be okay then.
Well, Creme.
Yes.
Fraiche. You're on the right track.
Yeah,
But whenever
okay.
there's an outgo problem, we need to look at the intake, because the intake leads to the outcome. Now, Austin, clearly you've been indulging in some foods that may not be all that friendly. So you might think that the way to go is like milk and yogurt and stuff like that. No, that is surrender. What you want to do is get the hottest peppers you can find. Asian markets, I understand, are a very good source for some very good hot peppers. And you want to eat as many of them as you possibly can. And that will take care of everything on the way out, plus all kinds of other problems you may not be aware that you have. Your digestive tract is masking and hiding from you. So you go ahead, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, capsicum peppers all the way. You'll be fine.
Okay, that sounds mighty painful, Joe Lobb. I don't know. But we have other questions. And so the next question comes from Aunt Zesty. Love Aunt Zesty's name, right? Aunt Zesty wants to know, well, how do you tell a coworker that it's not okay to Zoom in the bathroom? Rigamarole, why don't you take that one?
Well, we all agreed it's rather inappropriate for the workplace to Zoom in the bathroom. A simple slip and you're exposed. I think the best way for you to do it is to personally message them. If you have their phone number, give them a call. I think this is sort of a very personal thing to have a conversation about. It's not something you should do in public, not something you should do in a Zoom meeting with other people around, because that would just make it real awkward if you're like, hey, not from experience or anything, but Joe Lobb, stop peeing while you're talking to the rest of us and holding it above your head. Private message them. That's the way to do it.
You got me.
Okay. All right, Moonman, you look skeptical of Rigamorele's answer.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to face them directly.
Mm-hmm.
What you want to do is you want to grab a screenshot of them in the bathroom, and then you want to make a meme. Throw that up on social media and let the public shame them into stopping. That way, you're just facilitating it. You're not making it happen.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Chance of showers. You again look like you disagree.
Well, I don't disagree completely. In fact, Moonman, he and I are like simpatico. You get a screenshot, you do Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, you stream that live to HR, because you know what? Your eyes have been actually violated, as well as your mind, and you will never get that time or that innocence back again. So they need to be shamed to the highest degree. And I think you do screenshots, you make it the company Christmas card. It will never happen again. You use that on every flyer announcement for the rest of the year in the office. Guaranteed they will be more mindful of their meeting behavior.
Okay. I hope that helps Aunt Zesty. Ben wants to know how he impersonates a doctor without being arrested. Hand Rations, why don't you help Ben out here?
if acting like you're a doctor but not actually being a doctor is truly your dream of all dreams, then I'd say go to a place where people know that it's acting, like join an improv group or become an actor or just wander into Disneyland. And I don't know if they have any doctor movies, but just go there dressed as a doctor and be like, hey, I'm from that movie where Mickey was a doctor. We all know that one, right? And that way you probably won't get arrested, or at least not for dressing up as a doctor.
Okay. That sounds reasonable. Dr. Brainpee.
You're kind of on the right track, but not really. Here's the thing. This all boils down to a little thing we like to call forgery, okay? And so the real key to forgery that people just don't get, you think you need to like pass no. Your forgery only needs to be as good as you need it. Like if you're not treating actual patients, you're just walking around the hospital, nobody knows. Like you're not be like, oh, you just be like, oh, they need me down the hall. I suggest you take a few months. It might even take up to like a couple of years, but hey man, that's like way better than med school, man. So just like really like learn what doctors do and how they do it so that you can act like a doctor and be in the hospital like a doctor and just kind of know the things, and you just wander around and somebody might pay you or like call you, oh yeah, there's a doctor right there, and that's how you do it. You just don't like only steal, like use the prescription pad you stole like a little, not a lot. Don't overdo it.
Okay. No, Cam. What?
No.
All right.
No. See,
set them straight.
The forgery, I mean, people are going to figure that out pretty quick. What you need to do is you need to get a job in a hospital, kind of like what you said, but you need to kind of find the doctor that you want to be. You want to be a urologist? Shadow a urologist. And then what you do is you follow them into a dark hallway or a stairwell and you bludgeon them. And then you take all his shit and you stuff them, because you are the janitor, stick them in that big garbage can cart you got and throw them in there. And then just take his shit and hey, now you are Dr. Bend Over. That's fantastic. So you go and you just be, it's all about confidence. If you are confident that you are a doctor, then you are a doctor. Wear that coat with pride, son.
Okay. We have one final question. This is, let's see. Well, we actually have a bunch of them. I'm going to go with Austin's question, and Austin wants to know, what is the most realistic conspiracy theory? Okay, it's a bit of a deep thought one. I guess it's my turn. So, Austin, I think really there are a lot of them out there, of course, and if you watch History Channel, you can see all of them. But I think the most realistic one is that whether alien life exists, right? I think the universe is vast. I think our closest neighbor is something like 40 billion light years away. And so in something that big, just probability is that there are other forms of life. Do they look like us? Who the hell knows? But yeah, I think aliens probably are real, and the conspiracy might be covering it up, but I think, yeah, that's probably true. So,
well, I think for this one, you have to flip the mirror around. And I would say that the most realistic conspiracy theory is that there are no conspiracy theories. That everything that gets said by anybody, and I mean, of course, and the internet, if something is on the internet, it's got to be true. Any conspiracy, the conspiracy that Warren Harding was behind the Black Sox scandal. Yeah, if you think about it, of course he was. So if you do that, then that sort of removes the problem, or it doesn't really remove the problem, it puts it all in one basket. So that's the most realistic conspiracy theory, is that there are no conspiracy theories. It's all true. Anything anybody ever said anywhere at any time about anybody, you got to believe it.
Okay. Rigamarole.
Okay, well, let me say, as a red-blooded American man, that I know for a fact what conspiracies are true and which ones are not. So that last answer is a lie. A lie perpetrated and established by the Democrats. And what I say is going to shock you. Okay. 1% of every conspiracy theory is correct. 1%. You know how much that means isn't correct is 99%. 99% of conspiracy theories are incorrect, but that 1% is the most important part. Okay. We live in a computer simulation. That is correct. It's not the Matrix because you can't even understand this computer simulation. Everything else, the chemicals in the water, they're not there. They're not there. They're in our DNA. And when we spit in the water, that's how it gets in the water. That's correct. So 1% is correct, and everything else we got to figure out. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. Help you figure it out.
All right, Rigamarole. Thank you very much. Audience, I hope we've answered some of your questions. And, you know, we're here to help. Continue to ask us on Facebook. You know, we'll do what we can to help you get through all this. Means now it's time for our final game of the evening. This is a Flop's favorite. It's a game called Sex with Me. And so I've asked our audience to give us everyday objects that we could use in this game. And how the game works, if you've never seen us do it, we take your object and we make a joke that goes like this. Sex with me is like whatever object you gave us, and then we tell you why that is. Okay, and we have lots of suggestions.
Because
so I'm going
it's
to
totally like that object.
Yeah. I'm going to pick, let me see, there are so many, they're all good. Let's go with a Keurig machine. Sex with me is like a Keurig.
Sex with me is like a Keurig. You definitely want it, but it's way too much hassle to do it a second time. So
Sex with me is like sex with a Keurig. I'm absolutely ignorant of what that means.
Sex with me is like a Keurig. There's a prick, then you get filled with hot stuff, and then there's a drip.
Sex with me is like a Keurig.
Sorry. Sex with me is like a Keurig. There's a lot of environmental waste after.
Sex with me is like a Keurig. If you use the right attachment and with enough imagination, you can put just about anything in there.
Sex with me is like a Keurig. Just a small little thing and not very much flavor.
Steve's is the funniest.
Anybody can actually do the joke, or we gotta...
No, Steve was talking.
Sex with me is like a Keurig. You get it for someone for Christmas when you can't remember what they like.
Moon, did you have one? We didn't hear it.
Oh, sorry about that. Sex with me is like a Keurig. It's a costly way to get something basic.
It was funny.
Okay, got another one. Got a new one. Okay. A spork. Sex with me is like a spork. That's from Ari. Go ahead. Dr. Brainpee.
Sex with me is like a spork. It seems like a great idea, but it's really not. It's neither of the two initial ideas you had, so you just should have stopped.
Sex with me is like a spork. It's really handy at picnics.
Sex with me is like a spork. It's cheap and there's plastic involved.
Sex with me is like a spork. It's really confusing and you just don't know where it's going to end up.
Sex with me is like a spork. Certainly not the best way to eat baked beans.
Sex with me is like a spork. You can find it in the Taco Bell dining room all the time.
Sex with me is like a spork. It's going to leave some scratches on your tongue.
Sex with me is like a spork. Goes both ways.
That worked.
All right, let's go with another one. We've been offered. Our audience is giving us a call back. Pet snail. Sex with me is like a pet snail. Sex with me is like a pet snail, wet and slimy.
Sex with me is like a pet snail. The salt is going to wreck everything.
Sex with me is like a pet snail. Ain't going anywhere.
Sex with me is like a pet snail. Slow.
Sex with me is like a pet snail. You're going to appreciate that protective cover.
Sex with me is like a pet snail. It's better if you say it comes from France.
Sex with me is like a pet snail. You thought you taught your children better. You know, they're grown up now. Don't. Cody.
All right. I'm gonna add to this. Who gave us this one? This is from let's see, Austin. Microphone. Sex with me is like a microphone. Sex with me.
What's going on over there?
Funny. I don't know. He's lost his mind. Sex with me is like a microphone. It works much better when you get your mouth all up there.
Sex with me is like a microphone. It's much better when it's turned on.
Sex with me is like a microphone. The feedback is never good.
Sex with me is like a microphone. If it doesn't work, you just pull it out and put it back in.
What do you got?
Sex with me is like a microphone, like an XLR cable. I also have 3 prongs.
Oh my.
Ooh, that's a little AV joke.
All right, final one of the night. Oh, there are a couple of choices that are pretty good here. Let's go with well, we haven't I don't think we've done one of Angela's, so let's do Angela's.
I also know Angela.
Well, there you go.
Oh,
Whole world.
Wet dog.
Ooh.
Ooh, yeah.
Sex with me is like a wet dog. It's shaky and it stinks.
Sex with me is like a. Oh, go on.
Oh, go ahead.
Sex with me is like a wet dog. You'll wish you had just gotten a cat.
Sex with me is like a wet dog. The wet tail is just going to shake everything around.
Sex with me is like a wet dog. You'll let it in if it's yours.
Sex with me is like a wet dog. It's just a whole bunch of tongue.
Sex with me is like a wet dog. It usually starts in the garden with a hose.
Sex with me is like a wet dog. Once you get past the smell, you remember how much you love it.
And scene. That's what we're finishing the show with, Chance of Showers.
There you go.
So demeaning.
That is our show. Thank you, everyone who came out tonight and supported us. Thank you, everybody who donated to the Tompkins County Public Library Foundation. We raised $50 so far. We will keep the link live on our Facebook site.
Rick?
So if you still want to donate, you can. They appreciate it. They do great work in our community. We don't know when we'll be back with our next show, probably a couple of weeks. So do follow us on Facebook and like us and all that stuff. Do all that social media stuff. We have an Instagram page now managed by Hand Rations. So follow us there as well. It is Flop's tradition to do an audience and cast photo at the end of the show. It's not easy to do in this format. So we'll take a picture. We'll post it on our Facebook page and our Instagram. And by all means, take a photo of you here watching the show and post it in the comments. Okay. Anybody want to be the, well, we'll just do the thing. Ready? Everybody?
Patreon only comments.
Oh, glamour shots.
That's right. All right. We hope you had fun. We hope you'll come out and see us live when we're all able to do that again. We don't know when, but in the meantime, we'll keep doing these. All right. Have a good night.
Wash your hands.
That's right.
Yes.
Be safe.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Toodles.